Over these past few years, I've learned a lot about self care. I'm a minister, and I've been active in trying to support other grievers and whoever else needs my help. That's my work, my calling, my life. As Emma Curtis Hopkins reminded us, if we feel there is a work to do, we may be certain that we are the very ones to do it. But you can't give what you don't have. I often say that you can't pour from an empty pitcher. As Christina Westbrook points out, self-care is not a new concept. I am aware that I need to take care of myself in order to take care of others. Lisa Heaton addresses the same idea on her website. We all try to pour from an empty pitcher at times. It's like trying to be Superwoman or Superman. It's baked into our DNA. People ask, so we pour and we pour and we pour until we ourselves are empty. I don't care who you are or how strong your faith walk, you need to continually be filled. I think those with the strongest walk often fall victim to the mentality that they can do it all. You can't. God can. God will. And He may do it through you, but only when you're filled first. Caring for yourself first actually allows you to help and love and be more available for others. Now, it is true that God does it as and through us. As Khalil Gibran wrote, I am the flute through which the breath of the divine passes. Or in the words of Ricky Byers, the breath of God is breathing me. But you can't pour from an empty pitcher. Well, we need to be an opening for God so that the breath of God can be our breath and we can be that instrument. We need to be full so that we can give to others. Ernest Holmes wrote, the power flows through us. The Spirit can do for us only what it can do through us. Unless we are able to provide the consciousness, it cannot make the gift. The power behind all things is without limit, but in working for us, it must work through us. Note that. Unless we are able to provide the consciousness, it cannot make the gift. In other words, we must be filled before God can do the work through us. Nature abhors a vacuum. A vacuum is an inherently unstable condition that must be filled. As it fills, it performs its function. Dennis Merritt Jones asks, what is it that exists in the hearts of those individuals who serve for the betterment of humanity that inspires them to do so? He says, surely qualities such as compassion, loving kindness, and generosity come to mind. And yet, there's more to it than that. I believe most of these people have a deep inner calling, a knowing, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, that they have come to this planet to add their unique energy to the evolving soul of humankind. And Dennis is right. But how can you add your energy if you're out of energy? Suppose you're holding a pitcher of water and you're sharing it with other people. What happens when you run out? You can no longer provide the water that they need. This causes frustration for you and for the people you're trying to help. As Lisa Hinton reminds us, if you're on an airplane and the cabin pressure fails, the organ masks, oxygen masks, drop down. We're told to put our own mask on first. Because if the person putting on the other person's mask passes out, nobody gets oxygen. Think of that as an analogy for any kind of service to others. If you pass out, you'll be of no help at all. If you run out of oxygen, you can't help the other person with his or her oxygen. You need to be filled in order to fill others. Now, we all have busy lives. It's hard to make time for it all. So what do? We give up sleep. We cut out our meditation. We push forward to do all those things we need to do, heedless of the fact that we have nothing more to give. There's an old Zen proverb that says that if you don't have time to meditate for an hour every day, you should meditate for 2 hours. Meditation is a process of emptying your mind of the unnecessary to fill it up with spirit. You have to be an opening for God if you want to be filled with spirit. Do you have time to exercise? No? Then exercise. You need to keep yourself healthy and strong so you can do what needs to be done. If you don't have time to do that, you'll be an empty vessel. Then you'll be unable to be of service or to give to others. If you don't get enough sleep, you'll be too tired to do it. Take care of yourself first so you can take care of those around you. Now, society tends to tell us that taking care of ourselves is selfishness. But selfishness can be defined as caring for one's own intelligent self-interest. That pursuit is essential to thinking, feeling, and supporting people, to building a stronger, healthier, more empowered world. So take care of yourself first. Learn to say no. Say no to things that deplete you. Make sleep, exercise, and nutrition a priority. Fill yourself up with the most empowering kind of energy. Be intentional about fun and relaxation. Turn your battery off and rest when you need to. And remember to have fun. Fun is a spiritual experience expressing the joy of God. Ask for what you need. If you don't have what you need, how can you give those around you what they need? Take good care of yourself. Remember, you can't pour from an empty pitcher.